Hi, I'm Michelle Crognelli, Manager of Licensing and Education for the Bereavement Authority of Ontario. In this video, I'll be showing you how to submit your cemetery, crematorium, or hydrolysis operator license renewal application online via our licensee portal. You must renew your operator license by March 31st every year. Please feel free to pause this video to follow along more easily as you process your own operator license renewal. To start, go to our website at thebao.ca. On the top right of your screen, you should see Licensee Login. Go ahead and click on that. This will bring you to our login screen, which looks like this. You're going to enter your license number, which starts with the letters O, capital O, that is, capital P, followed by a dash, which is then followed by your operator license number. Then enter your password in the next field. If you don't remember your username or your password, you can click on one of these or both of these buttons down below to have them sent to the email address that we have on file for the operator. For this training session, I'm using a fake account. So I'm going to click on Sign In. Once you're logged in, click on the Licensing tab at the top and then click on Operator License Renewal. Now, you should see a license renewal number near the bottom left of your screen that starts with the letters LRN. That's your license renewal. But before renewing your license, we're asking you to review three things in your online profile. Number one, your licensee profile, which contains contact information for the operator. Two, executive and shareholder information, if applicable. And three, the list of sites that you operate and the site manager name for each site. First, click on Licensee Profile. On this screen, please update any contact information that might be missing or out of date. Any of the fields in white are editable. That is your main phone number, your email, website address, and the office address of the licensed operator. If you do make any changes, you need to scroll down to the very bottom of the page and click Submit to save your changes. On this same screen, you're also able to see the executive and shareholder information that we have in our records. If any of this information is not correct, you need to advise us in writing by sending an email to licensing@thebao.ca or by creating a case online. If you click on the little arrow pointing to the left in the top right of your screen, you'll get back to the previous renewal screen. In step number 2, you can see the instructions for how to create a case for sending us updated executive and shareholder information. In step number 3, we're asking you to review the list of sites and verify that the site manager for each site is correct, as well as the cemetery address. Click on List of Sites and view the address and site manager information for each site listed. To see the full address, you will have to click on Details on the right side of each row. And you can see the address right here. Click on the arrow pointing toward the left in the top left of your screen to return to the main list of sites and go through your sites one at a time. Once you're done verifying the addresses and manager names, click on the back arrow at the top left, right here, or you can click on Licensing and back on Operator License Renewal. Again, if any changes need to be made, either create a case following these instructions, right here, that I'm highlighting, or you can email licensing@thebao.ca. Now, we don't mind if you go ahead and process your renewal and then complete these steps 1, 2, and 3, but if you do, please don't forget to perform these steps after renewing. Okay, so let's get this renewal started. You can click either on the LRN number over here on the left, or you can click on Details on the right side. I'll go ahead and click on the LRN number. Now you are in this renewal case, and at the top, you're going to see three tabs: General, Site Activities, and Invoice. To move from one screen to another, you need to use the buttons at the very bottom of the screen. This first screen, called General, is like a dashboard. You will see your license renewal number, the license renewal type, your licensed operator name, and the effective start and end dates of your license. In this test renewal, however, the dates are actually still showing as last year's info. So in your renewal, you will see the dates move up by 1 year. This disposition code is simply the status of your license renewal submission. Sorry, this right here. This description field, please ignore it. It will be removed in future portal enhancements. On this right side is a dashboard of your site activity statistics. You cannot enter any information in these fields. If you want to add a comment for us, then you can simply click on this Add Comment button. Scroll down the page a little bit, and this is where you're going to check off these 4 boxes confirming that the licensee profile, executive and shareholder information, site managers, and cemetery site addresses are correct. Note that information on any holding companies is not viewable at this time. If this pre-need sales button is not already checked off, only check it if you accept monies in advance for services and supplies. Note that interment rights are not a pre-need sale. So if you don't accept any pre-need, you do not have to check off the button. So I'm going to go ahead and check off these 4 buttons, and then I'm going to click on Next. Actually, right before I do so, I'm going to let you know that these buttons, you will not see these if you are using Firefox. So don't use Firefox. You can use Microsoft Edge or Google Chrome as 2 examples that will work. Then click on Next. Okay, so you're now on the Site Activities page. At the top in blue here, this is a dashboard that will automatically update as you enter the number of activities for each site. To do this, click on the Edit button on the right side of each row. Scroll down a little bit and you'll see all of your sites listed. Of course, these are just test sites. And you see the Edit button right here. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Edit. And I see the site information over here. And then I have fields for full body interments, hydrolysis processes, cremation interments, crematorium cremations, and scatterings. Fill in the boxes, whichever boxes are applicable to this particular site. You're going to enter the activities that were conducted for the previous year. Again, in this test sample, you can see that it still says 2024, but in your renewal, it will say 2025. If a particular site did 0 activities, you can click on this button that says, I confirm and declare that this site did not conduct any interment or scattering activities during the reporting period. When you click on this button, you will notice that zeros are automatically populated in all of the activity fields. So for this example, I will go ahead and just leave it all as zeros, and then I'm going to click on Save and Submit. When centered, it brings you back to the main list of sites screen, and you can see here that there are zeros populated in every field. If you have a lot of sites, don't worry about trying to complete this all in one sitting. This information will be saved on this form as you go along. And also, you won't be able to move to the final screen until all of these activity fields have been populated for each site, even with a 0. So here I'm just going to enter some fake information. Save and submit. And for this crematorium, I'm going to, so what I can do here as a little trick, I can click I confirm, which will enter zeros everywhere, and then I can override it with a number, let's say Oh yeah, it won't let me edit, so I actually have to uncheck the box. Now you see there are zeros everywhere. I can just enter, I can override the zero and then enter a number. I will enter 100, then save and submit. Now that I've finished updating the activities for all the sites, I click on this button here at the bottom of the screen. And then I click on Generate Invoice. Okay, so now it's going to ask you to make sure that the information is correct before proceeding. If everything looks correct, then just click on Yes, Proceed. It's processing. Okay, so now you're on the final screen, which is the invoice. You can either click on the invoice ID here on the left, right here, or on the details on the right side. Okay, I'll scroll down a little bit. So payment can be made by credit, debit, check, or money order. If you're paying by credit card, the entire amount must be paid on one single card, as we're unable to divide the amount between multiple cards. And the maximum amount that PayPal can process is $60,000. If you're paying by credit card, select credit card in the payment method, and then you'll see a new PayPal button appear. Click on this button and then select either PayPal here or debit or credit. Keep in mind when entering your credit card details, you need to change the flag to the Canadian flag, and the address that you enter must match the address that your bank has on record for your credit card. So here's the flag. If you just start typing CA as in Canada, you should find it very quickly. And then when you start typing the address, it will accept a Canadian address. We've had some issues with PayPal rejecting credit cards, especially when the same card is being used multiple times in a day. You might have to contact your bank if you're having problems with your credit card, or you can try another credit card or debit card. I'm just going to back out of this by clicking on this X over here. And I'm going to show you how to process a payment by check or money order. So in this same payment method field, select check or money order as applicable. I'm going to go ahead and select check. Then in the payment reference field, enter the check number if you know it, or simply enter TBD. Then click on submit at the bottom left of your screen, right here. So you might have to scroll down to see it. This is a very important step. If you don't click on submit, we won't know that you've submitted your renewal and that the check is on its way. So it's processing. And there, you receive a message that your license will be renewed upon receipt and processing of the check, which was your chosen method of payment. And if you pay by credit card, in most cases, the license is automatically renewed. Now, if you want to download a copy of your invoice, you can click on Go Back, which will bring you to the main renewal screen. You have to click into your renewal by clicking on the number or on the details on the right, and navigate to the invoice screen by clicking on Next at the bottom of the screen to move forward. So I have to scroll down, click Next, and then click on View Invoice. So this is the invoice. I have to click on the invoice number or on details on the right side of the screen. And then I click on Download Invoice. So the invoice is downloaded into your Downloads folder. And that's it. If you paid by credit card, in most cases, the renewal will be automatically processed. If you paid by check or money order, it'll be processed when we receive your payment. As a final comment, I want you to know that we're aware there's a lot of room for improvement in this process to make it more user-friendly. We're working on enhancements to this process, which we hope you'll see in our next fiscal year. If you still have questions about the renewal process, please don't hesitate to contact the licensing department at 647-483-2645 or by email at licensing@thebao.ca. Thanks for watching.